We must note, however, that civics education takes place in a cultural context. We must teach our students about their history, where they're coming from, and where they intend to go.
We welcome government's decision to reintroduce civics into our school curriculum. As we look forward to a brighter future for our nation, we must take pride in imparting the positive values and attitudes we want to see reflected in our leaders of tomorrow, our children. Thank you so much for joining us for another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. We have a great show packaged just for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the news.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, January 20, 2023. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke promised full transparency in the handling of a probe into alleged fraudulent activities at Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. A similar commitment is being given for the role and decisions of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, in addressing the matter. In a statement Thursday, Dr. Clarke said he had accepted the resignation of FSC Executive Director Everton McFarlane. Minister Clarke adds that SSL directors and managers would also have to account for their stewardship.
We will have a secondment from the Bank of Jamaica in the form of Mr. Caron Burrell, who is the Chief Prudential Officer of the Bank of Jamaica, in charge of the prudential supervision of all deposit-taking institutions, who will be seconded to the FSC until further notice.
Minister Clarke assured that no stone will be left unturned in unearthing exactly how funds were allegedly stolen and those who benefited, organized, and collaborated such theft. As to whether assets were acquired with the proceeds of this fraud, the statement said, if identified, all legal steps will be taken to restrain these assets with the intention of full forfeiture. In addition, Dr. Clarke noted that preliminary updates show several elderly investors are among those defrauded in the SSL matter and expressed empathy for those investors who have been impacted. The finance minister also sought to assure the public that investigative authorities such as the Financial Investigations Division, FID, and the Fraud Squad have operational independence to pursue this investigation wherever it may lead. In other news, all is in place for the February 1 rollout of the state's end-to-end traffic ticketing system. This as the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF is now in receipt of 750 handsets and 750 mobile handheld printers. The devices were issued yesterday for implementation under the JCF's Traffic Ticket Management System, TTMS. The system allows for the nationwide implementation of a fully digitized traffic ticketing system and for the immediate recording of tickets in a centralized database when issued. Police officers will be able to reference driver and vehicle information, including ticket history, outstanding tickets, and warrants.
It's a signal of where we have come in terms of executing an effective traffic enforcement system.
The electronic issuing of traffic tickets was piloted last year in Kingston and St. Andrew between January and March. It yielded a 90% reduction in error. Major General Anderson, meanwhile, said the initiative forms part of efforts to digitize policing activities as well as to improve public order and traffic management.
We're equipping them, we're modernizing how we do business, not just in this area, but in a number of other areas. We will be out there as a police force and using these new technologies to more efficiently and effectively regulate what is going on.
Building stronger communities and taking the step towards reconciliation was the call to Jamaicans coming out of the 43rd staging of the National Leadership Prayer Breakfast. Leaders of government, opposition, clergy and other stakeholder groups met on Thursday to signal their unified commitment. The event was held under the theme Strengthening Communities Through Peace, Justice and Forgiveness. Keynote speaker, District President of the Jamaica Methodist Church, Bishop Christine Gooden Bengucci, says communities must restore the principle of looking out for each member.
How do we restore dignity and a sense of value and self-worth to those who are within our communities? We have to begin with the very foundation, and that is the home. That's where we need to start. We have to lay the foundation that will help us to allow our children to value life. And not just theirs, but their neighbors.
The scripture readings were led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Opposition Leader Mark Golding. Meanwhile, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, in his remarks, says unity is important for community development.
This well-established tradition that began so many years ago has allowed us to hold fast to the principles of unity and decisive leadership as we seek to strengthen our nation, one community at a time and one nation under God.
$10.5 million worth of hygiene and sanitization supplies will be distributed across the public health system to aid in the fight against viral and bacterial infections. The items to be distributed across 26 hospitals include electrostatic sprayers, sanitizer, dispensers, mats, and hygiene supplies. They were received on Wednesday by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and State Minister for Health and Wellness Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn from technology company Connect Services Limited.
This is a good look. It's a good look for Connex, and indeed the Jamaica healthcare system is indeed grateful, and certainly for all the people who will benefit and who will be saved from infection.
Essentially, these provisions will support the availability of sanitary and hygiene supplies at the point of care. With this donation comes a timely reminder about the importance of preventative measures.
We saw it fit where we could use the same effort with our research and development in technology to bring products to Jamaica where we would offer it to different charities during the period. And one such item that we identified was the electrostatic sprayers.
And finally, the delegation of the European Union, EU, to Jamaica will host its first 5K run on Sunday, March 12 in downtown Kingston. This is to raise awareness of its partnership with Jamaica in matters such as crime and violence. The EU-Jamaica 5K event will be held under the theme All Together Against Crime and Violence. At the recent launch, Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang said the event provides an opportunity for behavioral transformation in the society.
To see a partner moving to get this as part of their program is, of course, a very positive step, because that's how we ensure engagement, inclusiveness, participation, and success, that we do things that the population, not just those of us who sit at the head table, or those of us who sit in the seats of government, can relate to, but the wider population that we are seeking to impact.
It will not only be about learning, it will be about inviting all those people to reflect about how important it is to increase the security of the people of this country and how important it is to fight against crime and violence.
The race will start at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade's parking lot and end at the intersection of Port Royal and Hanover Streets. Participants are required to contribute $2,000. Registration deadline is March 3, or when the limit for the event is reached, and interested persons may visit www.runningeventsja.com. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
The tinting of your windscreen, cut it out. Public passenger vehicles, according to the Transport Authority Act, not supposed to have tints. I'm appealing to motorists out there. We have removed many plates because of fandangles that are on the motor vehicle. Colorful lights, red light, purple light, blue light, and these multicolored lights. Get them off. I've noticed some trends out there where there is different type of license plates on motor vehicles. Only the Jamaican issued driver's license plates are to be on the motor vehicles. Once you transport any passenger in the motor vehicle, ensure that they are buckled, whether they are on the front or they are on the back. The seatbelt gives people a fighting chance to survive the crash. Many people have died who never give themselves a fighting chance.
Fireworks on the waterfront in downtown Kingston returned with high energy and good vibes. Our next feature shares highlights from the 2022 staging of the event.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My sound on the people's sound. My sound on the heavyweight sound.
Fireworks on the waterfront in downtown Kingston made a triumphant return after a 2-year absence. The signature New Year's Eve event for the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, came back with a bang. Thrilling both locals and visitors who flocked the downtown Kingston waterfront, the marquee event provided the perfect opportunity for civic, social, and business engagement, as well as capped the island's 60th independence anniversary celebrations.
Fireworks on the waterfront is important to the people of Jamaica. I mean, you can imagine we have 300,000 people on Ocean Boulevard. It means that there are lots of Jamaicans who enjoy this. And then there are millions of Jamaicans at home, in Jamaica and overseas, who are tuning in to watch it. Because it is so important. It is the way we celebrate ourselves as a nation. This is our ball drop, you know. It absolutely will help in the development because we are showing off our projects. People are seeing that downtown Kingston is alive and well, and the UDC is central to that development. The UDC is here to drive the development of our urban spaces.
Well, it's important to have it back because, for one, it gives life. It's part of that process of bringing back life into the city of Kingston. But bigger than that, we are pursuing the transformation of downtown, the re-imaging of downtown, the redevelopment of downtown, and events like these help to create the character of what we intend for the city of Kingston to be in the near future.
From the Kiddies Village to electrifying stage performances, the 2023 staging of the fireworks on the Kingston waterfront was a memorable occasion.
I'm feeling good because the face-to-face and the interaction with people, it's kind of different. That is what we used to. Anyway, we got used to being isolated for 2 years, and it helped us to get into ourselves and know ourselves better.
We're looking forward to a great 2023, and this is the best way to do it.
The crowd, the food.
Come right here, some refreshment. We have chicken and chips, burger, hot dog.
The true Jamaican camaraderie. Everything Irie.
Let's take a look at the top 3 successes in the Ministry of Transport and Mining in 2022.
Historic achievements in the transport and mining sectors. We recap the highlight moments from 2022. The landmark achievement for the transport sector in 2022 was the passage of regulations and amendments to the Road Traffic Act.
These regulations will see to a completely revised mode of conduct on our roads and hold road users more accountable for their actions.
Under the government's COVID allocation of resources for employees care program, $90 million in grants was made available to public passenger vehicle PPV operators. $600 million was also approved to cushion rising fuel prices for PPV operators. A successful pilot of the student passenger train service was launched, and Jamaica's air traffic improved after pandemic disruption, including the historic start of commercial flights operating out of the Ian Fleming International Airport. The Sangster International Airport was a major beneficiary of infrastructure upgrade, with the start of a $36 million project. $20.1 million was allocated for several improvement projects at the Norman Manley International Airport. On land, the ministry signed a contract with TRL Software to develop an accident analysis software system, IMAP. 9 Island Traffic Authority ITA examination depots received exhaust emission analyzers. To expand the public transportation fleet, government signed a $6.4 million contract to acquire 50 buses for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC.
Improvement and expansion of our roadways, ports, crossings and airways are a must for national progress.
The ministry responsible for mining launched a digital platform to manage operations in the sector.
The Jamaica Mining Cadastre, JAMINCAD, was officially launched on March 11, 2022. JAMINCAD is a computerized database designed to maintain and provide electronic access to documents related to minerals, such as leases and licenses.
Meanwhile, government issued a mining prohibition cockpit country protected area notice that restricts any quarrying activities in the area. Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited received approval to diversify revenue streams with development plans. And 170 land titles were issued to persons resettling due to mining activities. With plans to revitalize Jamaica's rail infrastructure and more initiatives for a sustainable mining industry, the ministry remains committed to moving the sector forward.
Searching online is what most of us do every day. Information is the world's new currency, and the provision of quality information is what is setting businesses, governments, and even countries apart. And when we search, we're looking for information that is accurate, easy to understand, and relevant. And we expect to get there in 3 clicks. The Jamaican public sector is delivering numerous services every day to clients locally and abroad. Clients who cannot afford to waste neither time nor money searching through hard-to-find information. Introducing Gov.jm, the gateway that will become the single online space for accessing information on government services in a way that is simple and seamless. Through the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTM, Gov.jm is placing the needs of our clients at the center. By placing vast government information in one place, we are making it easier, faster, and simpler for our clients and potential clients to get the information they need, when they need it, and how they need it. For the potential investor or visitor to Jamaica, the ability to find information easily can make the difference between a decision to invest in Jamaica or somewhere else. To start, We found those everyday services in highest demand, the ones Jamaicans locally and in the diaspora frequently need. We took the services non-residents and investors frequently need, and we've started by creating a gateway to those services online. Gov.jm will allow those seeking to do business with government to find what they need faster. Whether you want to know how to apply for a passport, pay taxes online, register a business, or find out your health benefits under the Health Fund program. Information is grouped so that the user knows where to go right away, whether he's a resident, non-resident, or an investor. And this is the kind of information, the kind of service that will gain Jamaica international rankings for e-government. We're still at the early stages. The gateway currently now indexes some of the services available online and provides clear navigation to them. But Gov.jm will never stop evolving. It is the customer feedback about information they need that will guide the evolution of Gov.jm. Over time, we'll work to bring more and more services online and create a standard online schema for all government websites. Gov.jm, the new gateway to government information and services. The search is over.
With the new year already underway, you may need to start crossing things off your to-do list. If one of them is to obtain a driver's license, let us help you get started.
Imagine having the freedom to get yourself to where you want to go, when you want to go, and with whomever you want, really. Well, achieving that freedom could very well start with acquiring a provisional or learner's driver's license. And the steps to getting there? Pretty simple. A provisional driver's license permits an unlicensed individual to operate a motor vehicle on the public roads while under the supervision of a licensed driver. Persons can obtain their learner's permit from as early as age 17.
In order to acquire a provisional driver's license, you're going to need to have 3 passport-size pictures that are signed by a JP, right? So you need you will need to fill out that application of a provisional driver's license form that must be filled out. Also, you need to show proof of identification, whether it's national ID, passport. If you don't have any of those, birth certificate.
So after you've presented all those documents, it's now time to do the road code test.
The road code test is free. There is no charge. It is easy. Once you have passed, a sealed document will be sent to the tax office. It must not be opened at all. If you open it, you will be tampering with it, and that would cause problems.
But in previous years, doing a road code test was never a requirement in getting your provisional driver's license. So why now?
We want to ensure, you see, that our road safety operations are in alignment with the Great Road Safety Nation and in accordance with United Nations road safety postulates, right? So we have signed on to UN road safety protocols. So we are ensuring that all our operations are in alignment with best practices, and also to ensure that at every step of the way, our population who are learning to drive are empowered.
So let's say you've passed your road code test. There's just one more step or stop to be made before you're handed your provisional driver's license.
Once you pass the free road code test, then you will head to the tax office and you will pay $1,800 for that provisional driver's license. Now, no fees are to be paid at any examination depot, and then you are on the quest to learn to drive. Now, you must ensure that that vehicle that you are operating, right, have the L both at the front and at the back. And the L must have a white background with a red L.
While it's fairly simple, the Island Traffic Authority has put provisions in place for those who may fail the road code test.
Remember now, we have a scheduling system, right? So persons are scheduled, and it depends on whether or not space is available. But oftentimes we try to facilitate as best as possible based on the schedule, right? So it's very important for persons to understand that in order to schedule your road code test, you can send an email to dita@mtw.gov.jm or driver's license at mtw.gov.jm, right? Send an email that you want to do your road code test, and with supernatural speed, you will get a response. I assure you, you'll get a response in less than 24 hours. For example, you have a driver's license to operate a motor car, and you want to operate a truck, right? Learn to drive a truck. You do not need to come and get a provisional driver's license. Go back to the process again. Since you already have a driver's license to operate a car, what you need to do now, put the L on the truck, the front and the back. So your driver's license now serves as a provisional driver's license, right? So because you'd have already gone through that step already. So, and just in case you also want to operate a motorcycle, you would then ensure the L is on the vehicle, both at the front and at the back, and then that driver's license you use as the provisional driver's license.
And just like that, you are now the holder of your very own provisional driver's license.
At the top of the show, we shared that the Ministry of Education and Youth would be reintroducing civics in our public schools across our nation. How would Jamaican students benefit from this new development? Well, our first national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, said it best. A people without knowledge of their past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. So students will learn all about aspects of their country's existence, its social and political history, its culture, governance structure, you name it, it will be taught. Our future leaders will also learn about their citizenship rights and obligations. And with this new knowledge, they are better prepared to effect change in their communities and, in fact, the wider world. After all, we need all hands on deck if we are to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. We've reached the end of our program. Get a recap of everything you saw here and more on our website, gis.gov.jm. It's Friday, so enjoy it. From all of us here at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.